seems like a perfect day to do some gardening, so I thought I'd go outside and do some. I have horseradish over here that I need to harvest, and it looks like I should have done it before all the snow, but sometimes the weather happens. So I guess I should go ahead and harvest it. See, everything else is doing okay. Stuff that's still alive anyway. My artichokes, hopefully they'll survive this winter and come back. My peachy berry, lingonberry is definitely not coming back. Over here I have my mustards and things, and kale and stuff. They're still edible and doing fine, so I might harvest some greens today too. Really, it's the best time after you have a really nice frost or snows or something and gets cold to harvest brassicas, greens, broccoli collards, along with horseradish, because they become sweeter because they produce a chemical that's like they increase their sugars to work as kind of like antifreeze, so they taste better. Pardon the noise, I do live in town. Oh, I have to go in. Tastes so much better after they have been given a little cold. 4 horseradish plants. I have one on the end here, one sort of kind of in the middle, one on the edge here, and a smaller one over here. I'm gonna leave the one on the end here, and I'm gonna leave the one on the end here, and go for the one in the middle. This should be a really huge thing of horseradish. So I'm going to move all these wood chips back quite deep. I'll go ahead and move all them. I'll be right back. This giant horseradish plant here. So let me get the shovel here. See if I can dig this up. Hopefully I can. There's some smaller roots. Oh, I did break it. Let me clear up the other side here. And try loosening it up over here. That's a nice size root. And it looks like it broke off quite a bit down in there, and there's still this. So I'm just gonna bury this back in here. Leave it to grow for next year. I'll just leave that in the ground. And that one can stay in the ground, and that one in the corner, and that one there, and I'll just, ooh, it's cold. Get this horseradish in here. I guess I'll take it inside and wash it off and see what it looks like. I am really glad that I decided to keep the birds inside this winter because it's cold out here. And it's not even winter yet, it's still fall, so I think it's going to be a cold, snowy one this year. This is a really nice big piece of horseradish, and I'm happy with the size, but then when I went to clean it and turn it over, the side over here, I wonder why the leaves were looking kind of weird. It's because it was being attacked. It was almost rotted in parts. So I got to dress back up and get back out there in the snow. Okay, so since the one in the middle was eaten up by something, I guess I'm going to have to get the one on the end here. And hopefully the combination of the two will be enough. And then I'll just leave that one in the ground to grow, and the little couple pieces in there, and that one there, and hopefully the one buried here will be much better condition, although the leaves look pretty bad on it too. So I was thinking something might have happened to them, and I'm worried that it was something eating the root. So, I'll dig up this mass here. Seems to be a pretty big collection here, right here. Hopefully it won't get broken up too much. The soil is very wet and heavy and cold. Oh, this is a huge root. Might have to dig up some more here. This seems to be pretty nice size. And I'll just go ahead and leave these little roots in here to continue to grow next year. I can go ahead and just keep snowing and cover that ugly mess back up, because looks like I really made a mess out here. It was so nice and pretty, all covered in the snow, and then there's this mess. Another pretty nice piece. Hopefully it won't be half eaten on the inside. It won't be hollowed out, and I'll be able to make a bunch of horseradish. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clean this one off here, get the snow melted off of it, and all these giant clumps of mud off of it. And get it all cleaned up. Hopefully you won't have a lot of insect damage or animal damage or whatever is wrong with it. I didn't know a lot of things would eat horseradish because of its spiciness, but hey, I guess so. I'm going to go ahead and clean all this up. All that warm water feels good. My hands are cold. I'm going to leave this here in this water to soak all this dirt off for a while. Even the second one here, this one here, the second one I got, in the very middle of it, I wonder why it made all these little, it was one big root and now it's making all these other little ones, because something came through the middle of it and ate right down through it. Came out right here somewhere. So I guess I do need both of these to make some awesome horseradish sauces. But there's still plenty more out there, so that's okay. There's still several of these size in the ground. That other one, which is probably a root a little bigger than one of these out there, plus the other one, which is just a couple years old, that are all about this size. So I'll still have some for next year to harvest, thankfully, because I really like horseradish, and you can't get it in the stores where I live. So you have to either order online or grow it yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and just let this sit here and soak, and I will come back. Make some horseradish stuff. Look at this one here where something did. It ate all the way through it. On this one here. See where it just ate all the way through, which is weird because the chemicals produced, they burn, and that's what its defense mechanism is. So whatever ate all the way through there is a trooper. It really wanted to eat that. It's pretty strange. So what I'm going to do is chop off all these little pieces and these big knobbly pieces, and just try to get it so that I can peel off the outer skin. Chopping off these little skinny pieces here, and setting them over here. I'll still probably peel these and use them. You can replant these and grow them, put them in a pot inside your house and watch them grow, and then replant it in the spring, and then in a couple years you can have nice big roots. I'm going to just probably use this much here for now, because and then store the rest in my refrigerator and make it another week or so, because it only lasts a few weeks of the potency, I think, really, and it only will last in your refrigerator for a few months, and then you should get rid of it. So I'm going to peel this with my vegetable peeler and get all of the dark spots, anything discolored on it, off, so that it's just the white root part. Use about this much of it. I'm going to go ahead and chop them into smaller pieces so that they fit in my food processor better. I'm going to wash them up here because there's still some dirt and stuff left over from the peel and things. I'm going to add a little bit of water and blend them up. You open up and don't take a nice big whiff of that, because it will burn your eyes and your nose. And I'm going to take a spatula and scrape all that off and move it around and just keep blending it and blending it until it becomes smoother and smoother. At this point, you can also add a little salt and a little sugar. Since it's so cold out here, this is probably sweet, so I probably don't have to add a lot of sugar, and I really don't want to add any salt, so I might add just like, let me just put a little, I'm crying like a baby. Ooh, put a little more water in there, because I like mine nice and kind of smooth. Blend it up some more. I think it's looking pretty good. I'm going to let it sit and let its chemical reaction take place. You can, you have to do it for at least 2 minutes if you kind of want it spicy, really. And then you can put vinegar in to stop the chemical reaction. Actually, it doesn't really stop the chemical reaction. It just changes it. Okay, so what happens is there's 2 chemicals and brassicas and wasabi and mustard greens, radishes, any of the others that I can't think of. What happens is when the cells are broken, when you chew them or bite them or eat them, the chemicals are released. Sinigrin and myrosinase. What happens is the myrosinase and the sinigrin will react and convert to allyl isothiocyanate, which is like a burning chemical that is it's like a burning oily chemical that's in all that stuff. So when you bite into a radish and it's spicy or wasabi or horseradish or mustard greens, the allyl isothiocyanate is what's going on when you're chewing it or eating it or whatever. That chemical process happens in like a neutral kind of pH, like the pH of your mouth. So if you change the pH and lower the pH to this by adding vinegar, the chemical process changes and it makes a completely different chemical. Instead, it'll make allyl. So yes, cyanide. It is, and it will convert into cyanide in your body. So it's small amounts, and you don't eat a lot of horseradish at once. So you'd have to eat a lot of horseradish to poison yourself with cyanide. But that's essentially what you're doing. So if you're adding vinegar to this right away, and to keep it from being hot, just be aware that the offset of that is that you are making allyl. So be aware. I really like mine to be spicy, so I'm going to let mine sit for about 10 minutes or so. I'll be back. About 15 minutes here. I'm going to add just a little bit of vinegar. I want it to be, I'm going to blend it up a little more. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. It's a nice consistency. Ooh, it's burning. Oh, oh, that'll clear out. Ooh, that's good. I'm going to go ahead and take this off of here and put it in a container. Here it is. That gave me about half pint to eat it within a few weeks or at least within a few months. If you're not going to eat it, and if it's still in their refrigerator after like 3 months or so, you should probably get rid of it. Okay, I think I've had enough for now. Well, just thought I'd share harvesting some horseradish, making some horseradish sauce, and eating it with some potatoes, and what I'm up to today. Hope everyone has a great one. Bye.